Sun podcast. My name is Kelvin West, and we are here live in downtown Phoenix at the Cheetah Solar Studios, and it's a good time. Another day in the sun. We got a wonderful, wonderful person sitting with us today, Mr. Matt Kronwald. And before we get to you, Mr. Matt Kronwald, we're going to give a couple of shout-outs. We got some people who are doing some amazing things in the solar industry here. Big first shout-out we're going to give to Mr. Ian Day. He's actually an employee here at Cheetah Solar, and he was able to help a client and homeowner, Lori Dodson and Florence, make the switch into solar. Super cool. Welcome to the sun, guys. Welcome to the new solar revolution. Before we get started, once again, I want you guys to make sure that you join the Run with the Sun Solar Community Facebook group. It's a private group. It's a great place for you to find resources. They have frequently asked questions there. So if you're curious about solar or just kind of want some more information, that is the place to be. And once again, the Run with the Sun podcast is available on Apple, Spotify, and Google. Make sure you subscribe today because it is a beautiful year. It's a great podcast, and we've got a lot of things to talk about in the solar world. Speaking of the solar world, Mr. Matt Kronwald, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. Excited to be here.
How's life treating you?
Today is a very beautiful day.
What makes today a beautiful day?
Well, it's sunny and like 70 degrees outside. So
sunny and 70 degrees. And hey, where it's sunny, that means Titan's doing some good stuff, isn't it?
That means that people are saving money, yes.
I know that's right. All right, Matt. So what we're going to do here is I'd like to know a little bit about your background. Okay,
sure.
So we'll go ahead and turn it over to you. Tell us where you came from before Titan Solar, and then tell us how you made the switch into getting into solar and how you came to become who you are at Titan.
Cool.
Take the floor.
Yeah, happy to. And thank you for having me. This
of course.
is a super cool office.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're excited to be partnered together with Cheetah. So
wonderful.
I am still fairly new to the solar space.
Okay.
So I moved into solar last May.
Wow.
I come from the banking industry.
Interesting. So I come from the banking industry. Tell me all about that,
Got
sir.
it. So I was working with and helping manage and support sales teams for different mortgage banks for the last 6 years.
Okay.
Which means that I came in after the crash.
Yeah.
I wasn't there. I didn't do it.
There's a big crash.
It was. And everybody, when you say, I come from mortgages, everybody looks at you like, hey, was it your fault?
Exactly. Yeah, you've been through some things, right?
Exactly. So I was after all of that, but definitely got my feet wet with how to manage sales groups. And was very happy and content doing that. I met David Williamson. He's the CEO of Titan Solar.
Okay.
Through a mutual acquaintance on a group trip to the Dominican Republic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So my wife and I were celebrating our 5-year anniversary. We got asked to go on this group trip, which made sense. And David and Heather were there, and we met over some pina coladas.
Hello. If you love pina coladas.
Exactly.
I'm in love with
and
it.
It just made sense. We hit it off as friends, just started doing some life together. And he called me one day and he said, how married are you to the mortgage business?
Oh, wow.
And on that particular day, I was not very married at all.
So he straight up came to you and was like, hey, let's change your life.
Correct.
Right?
Wow. So that's how I had got approached for solar. But I will say that I was already super interested.
Yeah.
Watching David and the Titan team in the months prior to actually joining Titan, you really got a sense of who the company was. I was going to the corporate parties and wasn't even employed there. And you just are immediately accepted into this Titan family.
That seems to be the general consensus, is that it's people in the solar world. I mean, Cheetah Solar, their company is really based on this whole family aspect of running the company, and it seems like Titan is the same. We've had a couple of people on Titan from here, so tell me more about that.
Yeah, so when we say the Titan family, it's not just not one of those like euphemistic things that you say.
Sure, yeah.
Very much still a family-owned business. So Titan started with Kyle and David. They were just two guys in the solar business who just felt like it was unscrupulous. And wanted to come in and do something different and say, like, I can bring value to a space that just needs it.
Wow.
So for the first year, they were a two-man show.
Wow.
And that was it.
That's amazing.
And then from there, somebody said, like, hey, I think that we would like to join the team. And it sort of has grown from there. But they are still the only two owners of the company. There's no outside funding or board of directors that they have to answer to.
Wow.
And as they grew with the people that they knew and trusted.
Yeah.
So a lot of the folks that work in leadership at Titan have all been people that have done life with the Williamsons and Madone family over the years.
And you see, just to piggyback and then take it back to the growing piece, you guys are growing. You guys are going national.
It's an understatement.
Tell me about that.
Growing is definitely happening.
Yeah.
So we just unlocked 8 more states.
Yeah.
And very excited to be breaking into South Carolina, North Carolina. Those are big states.
Wow, those
are
big states. A lot of sun out there.
A lot of sun. And, it's a community that is ready for it. They want it. Solar is growing in that space. And already, in fact, just today, I'm getting phone calls from people that want to partner with Titan in that area as soon as we're live.
So you're partnering with other solar sales companies, right? Is that what you're? Yeah. Okay.
It's a really important distinction, actually.
Yeah. So let's spend a little time there. Why is that an important distinction, and what is that distinction?
So Titan, obviously, as a 2-man show, was doing both. They had an internal sales group plus a team that was doing the installs, which also included David Williamson and how they were going and doing the work. Eventually, you get to a place, though, where you say, I want to focus on doing one thing really well.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't want there to be some perceived conflict of interest if we have our internal people versus external people. We want to focus on just treating our homeowners the best possible way that we can.
Wow.
So we have no internal sales groups at all. We partner and do a pretty sizable vetting process with our sales partners to say, who are they? How are they going out and generating solar proposals? What's their track record with homeowners? And then we want to partner with happy people who want to create happy people.
That's amazing. And so I just kind of want to take it back. You said, you guys wanted to avoid that potential conflict of interest. So that speaks to your company being like an ethical company that's truly about the clients that you guys support, right?
100%. Not to get too deep into stuff, but they are very much a faith-based company.
That's totally okay.
Absolutely do things with the highest possible ethics.
Hey, I am absolutely in love with that. So tell me a little bit about the relationship. Well, before we get into that, so what is your role specifically? Tell us again what your title is, and how do you support the community?
Fancy title.
Let's do it. Let's get there.
So I'm the National Director of Partner Relationships.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, the National Director. I'm in love with it.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
So Titan has gotten big enough that they needed somebody who could come in and be the voice for folks that are basically knocking on our door.
Wow.
So as we move into markets, as I said, I took a phone call today for a guy he's asking, are you guys live? And I've already heard that you're coming. I heard that your licenses are coming.
We want to partner.
We want to partner with you. And, back in the day, it was a lot of going out and pitching Titan to people. And saying, hey, this is who we are and this is the value that we can bring. And not to sound arrogant, but we don't have to audition for the part anymore.
People are knocking on your door as opposed
100%,
to you knocking on it. Wow. Right? That must feel good though as a company, right? And you've kind of been a part of that change. What does it feel like as somebody who's now taking on this huge role, but to see the company dynamic switch to where you guys are becoming the resource that people are coming after? What does that feel like?
It tells me that we're doing things differently and we're doing them right.
Yeah, that's important.
When your reputation precedes you, that means that the community agrees that we are doing things in a different way. It's one thing when there's this tension that lies when you bring on somebody new. It's like a first date, because you don't really know. Hey, do we both swipe right? And maybe this is what am I expecting when I come to dinner? What are you going to look like?
Netflix and chilling, or what are we doing here? I'm here for it. I get it.
And so for us though, we don't have that. Our reputation precedes us to the point that we have people that are coming to us and they say, hey, listen, I heard about the work that you do. I heard about the company that you are. What do I need to do to earn your guys' trust to allow me to come and let you do fulfillment for me?
Well, you guys now are becoming the authority on installation, right?
Correct.
That's amazing. That's huge. Well, huge shout out to Titan. So tell me a little bit about about the relationship between Titan Solar and Cheetah Solar.
Yeah.
So what is that like?
So the relationship with Titan and Cheetah precedes me, but it is one that is sort of built into Titan lore.
Okay, well, let's talk about that. That sounds really amazing, actually.
For sure. So David and Andy and Evan go way back and have worked in the solar space together. When they were getting the idea for Cheetah built together, it was kind of this collaborative effort where they were coming to him and asking him for what would we do here and how should we structure things, and ultimately Cheetah Solar was the end result of all of that.
Wow.
And it's been one of the companies that we partner with that really feels like it's an ambassador for our brand.
Interesting, yeah.
Mostly because it was such a collaborative effort as it was getting created.
So what does that mean as far as growth then for you guys? You guys are becoming more national.
Yes.
Right, you opened up 8 new cities or 8 new states, right? What does that look like for Cheetah Solar? Now, I mean, if you can't answer that, it's totally fine. I know I'm putting you on the spot, but does that mean that Cheetah Solar grows with you? Or it's a new one, it's Lamb Solar or whatever. Yeah. Anyway, but does it mean that they grow with you, or what does that look like?
It's really a good thing for everybody.
Yeah.
So
at the end of the day, right?
As we grow and we expand into other states, it allows us to come to our current partners and we can say, listen, you get the same platform, you get the same service, you get the same everything, and you can now branch into these states. If you have aspirations of saying like, hey, this is another market that I want to move into because I have some family in South Carolina or whatever.
Absolutely.
I want to go out there and I want to build a team. You don't have to worry about learning a different platform for watching project management or anything like that. It's a very plug and play where you can say, I'm here now and I want to go there, and it's going to be the same.
Wow.
I mean, I can order a Big Mac in South Carolina. It's very much going to taste the same.
Right.
And that speaks
to the quality, right?
Exactly.
And the attention to detail and making sure that every experience is the same experience based on.
Big Macs are quality, but they taste the same.
Speaking of Big Macs is Burger King. I think I don't like that fast food unless it's a brand new building. If it's a brand new brick and mortar building, I'm like, we're gonna go get a burger there because it's just new machines and new attitude. But anyway, I digress. All right. So I'm sure you being national, you've worked with many other companies like Cheetah Solar.
Sure.
What sets them apart from other companies that you've worked with?
Cheetah is very much kind of one of those innovative companies.
Okay.
Right?
Tell me about that.
When you look at the solar space today, I feel like you could take like a Yahtzee cup.
Okay.
And you could put like dice in there that say like green, power, renewable, and you just kind of shake it up and you pour it out on the table.
And that's what you're going to get,
and that's going to be the name of the company that you're working
with. Very generic, come on, we've been here. We get it. You do solar.
And it's not just the name, but also the process of the way that they approach the business is just, it feels tired.
Yeah. For these other companies,
correct.
Right? So how does Cheetah Solar differentiate?
And I think that the name sort of says a lot.
Hello.
Right?
I mean, come on,
so
Cheetah.
You just don't have folks out there that like have a brand that is different.
Yeah, fun, young, current.
Want to be that. They want to be innovators. They want to be somebody who can come in with a different kind of feel and a different kind of model, and it works.
Absolutely.
So for us, that's a huge win because we lend ourselves to be that way also. We want to be disruptors. And Cheetah has come in and been that.
That's amazing.
So for us, Cheetah is a very valuable partnership because they match our feel for how the industry is, and it's tired and it's the same, and then you can come in with something fresh and it's great.
Absolutely. That's quite amazing. Wow, what a nice plug for Cheetah Solar there.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So Matt, tell me really briefly, what are you excited about for either Titan or just for the solar revolution? What's exciting for you in 2020? What's happening?
Yeah, so the opening up extra states,
right?
That's a big deal. But in general, watching how the industry has continued to progress has been, and again, I'm still fairly new, just 10 months into this deal.
Yeah, for sure.
In even my short period of time, I've been able to watch how the cream is kind of rising to the top. It has been a kind of unregulated space. So to have now people who have created a brand and they are creating a process flow to say like, hey, this is what's in the homeowner's best interest. Has allowed for for folks that aren't really playing by the rules to just kind of go by the wayside. And it makes for a cleaner space for everybody to be in. One of the biggest frustrations that you can find in any market that you're in, whether it be mortgages, which I come from, or solar, is that somebody had a bad experience and then they are out there saying, this is a scam.
They're selling that bad experience.
They're selling a bad experience.
Exactly.
And selling a bad experience is an easy sell.
Yeah, no, it's an easy sell. It's
everybody buys.
Misery loves company,
100%.
right? Like, absolutely. If you told me not to go there, being there's drama behind it, then that's what people are going to go to, right?
Correct.
I mean, totally.
So one of the things that I'm most excited about is to get folks out there who are doing things the right way and that are creating a good experience, and that is in general for the industry going to be something that propels us forward. We have challenges that are coming up with the ITC credit step down and those types of things, but you also have things that are going in the opposite direction. You've got new types of technology that are coming to market that are going to
Tesla's like a big the whole big thing about Tesla is like a big thing, right?
It is. Yeah. So those are
what are your thoughts on that, if you have any?
On Tesla?
And I'm putting you on the spot, but this is a real podcast about real solar conversation.
Sure.
So what are your thoughts on that?
Tesla's a big deal. They absorbed Solar City, which was also a big deal.
Okay.
And my understanding, having talked with lots of people that were a part of that absorption, was that it was rough. There was a lot of attrition. They weren't ready for how that space works.
Totally.
And they kind of came in with this idea like, hey, Tesla is a big deal. We're a name that people recognize.
Yeah.
And if we move into the solar space, like we already have that household recognition.
Right.
And yet they haven't really been able to produce a product that is good for the space.
Well, I think it says a lot about what you said earlier, is that the two owners of Titan, it's Matt and
Kyle and David.
Sorry, Kyle and David. Kyle and David, they started from the ground up, right? They built their company from the ground up. Same thing with Andy and Evan. They've built this company from ground up.
Right.
Tesla, he bought a solar company, right? Would you agree with that statement?
I would, and I would also just say that they have some stuff that's great. Like we carry the Tesla the Powerwall is one of the better batteries on the market.
Sure.
Actually, just not to plug them again, but we only have a couple of companies that are even authorized to sell the Powerwall, and Cheetah is one of them.
It's still okay. Well, there you go. Well, that's
as they have need to be able to sell Powerwall. They have a very strict onboarding process for sales groups.
Wow.
Which Cheetah has already completed. So they are.
That's amazing.
For all of the different sales groups that we work with, they are one of very few that has access to that.
That's a huge testament to Cheetah, then.
It is.
Yeah, that's huge.
So Powerwall is great, and I'm certainly not. I'm a huge fan. But when I look at their model for Tesla, tends to be kind of this packaged deal. Like, do you want a 4 kilowatt system, an 8 kilowatt system, or a 12 kilowatt system?
Yeah.
And people don't know.
Yeah.
It takes a little bit of know-how to be able to go out and say,
any idea what that means.
I want to come out and build a system that works right for you. That was what made that's what makes people successful in their industry, is to be able to say, like, hey, this isn't a pre-packaged meal that you got in the frozen section. I'm building it to order based on the way that you want it.
Sure. That's amazing. Yeah. That's amazing. Matt, if I'm a homeowner or somebody who's leasing a property and I'm having reserves about putting solar on my house, what can you tell me about
stop it.
The why?
Yeah, stop having reserves.
Stop having reserves.
Right,
Just stop it. Shut it off.
Yeah,
shut
100%.
it down. I'm in love with it. Hey, your advice is to the point and it's real. I love it. I love
it. I would say that there are obvious pros to both a purchase and a lease.
Absolutely.
I don't think that there's one product that you would just say is the right one for everybody.
Gotcha.
So the industry in general is leading towards purchase. What used to be a mostly lease space tends to lean towards purchase now.
Wow.
And that doesn't mean that there isn't room or need for a lease. Especially with the ITC step down, the lease is going to continue to be a very valuable product. One of the major advantages of the purchase side is that you get a tax credit.
There you go. I mean, who doesn't want a good tax credit?
A good tax credit. So
that's amazing.
I'm not a tax attorney.
Yeah.
I've looked at tons of taxes in my times in the mortgage business, but I still
need to pay some taxes.
Exactly.
You didn't hear that from me, though, folks.
My taxes. Yeah.
Exactly.
But even with that, it's tough to say like this is exactly how much you can know you're going to be receiving as a tax credit. Like people, it's a one of those challenging things to quantify.
Sure.
And that's one of the benefits of a lease is I can come in and I can say, look, man, you don't have to worry about any of that. This is something that they are going to maintain. They're going to guarantee. The person who owns this is the one who's really going to back it. And you're set up with one of the biggest national companies in America, which is Sunrun. I mean, publicly traded. I mean, they're not going anywhere. This is a great deal. So both purchase and lease have very definite benefits.
Just do it.
Yep.
Just do it. Don't be fearful of it. Just do it. Final thoughts. Go.
Titan Solar very much is proud to be a Cheetah brand ambassador. We're excited for 2020 and excited to have the opportunity to be able to come on here and share our thoughts.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Matt Kronwald, and we are so excited to have you on the show. My name is Kelvin West. Make sure you join the revolution, ladies and gentlemen. Join us on Facebook at the Run with the Sun Solar Community Facebook group, and then make sure you subscribe to the Run with the Sun podcast, Apple, Google, Stitcher, and Spotify. And until next time, thank you so much.
Hey everyone, this is Andy Hansen. We really appreciate you taking the time to listen. Be sure to subscribe to the Run with the Sun podcast. You can find us on Apple, Google Play, and Spotify. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to hear all of the latest content. Be sure to check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and lastly, go to our website, cheetahsolar.co, so you can subscribe to our monthly newsletter for all things solar. Thanks again for listening.